Holy crap! Look at what I have here. No, I didn't win the lottery, although it's kind of like it. This is actually another modeler's engine that he sent to me, trusting me with it to actually do a little bit of a rebuild on it. From what he tells me, he thinks it needs some new bearings. He was telling me that he thinks one of the cylinders feels a little light on pressure, or light on compression, or maybe it has a stuck valve. This will be the first time I've ever done anything with a Saito radial engine, or a radial engine at all. This is an FA-170R. Very nice engine. Looks like it's in pretty decent shape. So this is going to require a little bit more care than just a single cylinder engine disassembly, because you got 3 times the amount of cylinders and head parts and that type of thing. So with that, that's one of the beautiful things that ordering Chinese food a lot does. It gives you 3 different bins that you can use to put the parts in, which is what I'll be using to keep these parts separate. So this should be a very interesting build. So you can see that this first cylinder here, the one that has the placard on it, is cylinder number 1. Now it goes like this. If I'm sitting behind the engine like I am, cylinder 1, 2, 3. Now when you time this, from what I've read and been told by others, you time it 1, 3, 2. So this is going to be a really fun project and a heck of a learning experience. It's probably going to be a complete teardown, because it looks like it's clearly a used engine. It looks like it's got some gummed up areas here. So I want to make sure that this is right for the owner. So this will probably be a complete teardown, especially if he thinks one of the cylinders is a little light on compression. I'll have to pull, check rings and that type of thing. So this should be an interesting project. I'm not sure how many videos it's going to take to do, but we'll see. This thing's so big it's hard to fit in the frame. Okay, so I'm going to start the disassembly. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this engine mount off, and it looks like to get at this one screw I need to remove this throttle arm extension. Let me loosen these screws up and see how easily. Hoping this thing just kind of slides right off like that. Now it should give me access. Okay, carb off. Now we can get at these. Okay, with those items off, I think I'll start dealing with one cylinder at a time here. So I'm going to take these rocker covers off of cylinder number 1. Maybe leaving that mount on would have been a good idea. That way it would have at least stood there on its own. There's a bunch of crap in there. Garbage in those screw holes. Let's see what action we have here on these rockers. If I can get an angle on this so that the camera can actually see this. Okay, yeah, I see a problem right now in cylinder 1. I think we have stuck tappets. I'm seeing just a little bit of movement on this intake and no movement at all on this exhaust valve. Wow, that's interesting. Well, seeing as that's the case there, where's all this oil coming from? I'm going to go to cylinder number 2 and just take all the rocker covers off so I can at least check the action on all of these things. And instead of just doing one cylinder at a time, I may do all 3 at the same time, just so I can kind of compare what I'm seeing. I think from a diagnosing standpoint, that makes the most sense. So let's see what number 2 does. Holy crap, where is all of this? I'll have to check the video. I don't understand where all that stuff is coming from. Oh, I recall. The owner told me he filled this up with oil. So that's where all that's coming from. Okay, so number 2 here. Intake valve works properly. Exhaust valve. Okay, so these... Oops, I'm sorry. I had it out of frame there. Oh, this black head is really hard to see. These rockers move properly. So on to number 3 now. You're going to have to yell at me if I get this out of frame. Actually, let me push it in a little bit more here and adjust my camera here. So you viewers, just let me know if I actually let me move this out of frame. Haha, that's a joke. I don't hear you laughing. Okay, let's see. With that thing being black, with that head being black, you really can't see those rockers on this camera at all. Let's see what happens with this one. Huh, interesting. So we got 2 cylinders here that we don't have good action on. So we probably have stuck tappets on 2 cylinders. So this is going to be a complete teardown. Look at this. I mean, this cylinder almost looks like one. It's not doing anything at all. The only one that looked like it was doing anything was cylinder number 2. Okay, so there you have it. The issue with this engine is that cylinders 1 and 3 have minimal or no rocker arm movement at all. At least 1 I saw the intake move a hair. This one I don't see either of them moving at all. 2 is operating properly, so the compression I'm feeling, which isn't really compression since I don't have glow plugs in there, but the resistance is basically just that 1 cylinder, it looks like. So let me put this back upright in this way, and we'll begin further disassembly now.